Welcome. This video is for our rocket and building up the launch lug. Basically, we're putting on this little tiny tube onto the big tube. That's what we're doing here today. So as I open up the instructions, we're going to find the launch lug instructions up here in the top right. Basically, it's just glue it and let it dry. But it's the where do we glue it, that's where we got to try to figure out, well, where do we glue it? So if we look back over here, the LL, that's for the launch lug, that's where we're going to put this line. It's going to be between the two fins, and it's going to be 2 inches or 5 centimeters up the tube. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our fins, and we're going to have these fins going between the two. That's right where we're going to put our launch lug. So we're going to have this launch lug between the two fins, but we're going to have it above the two fins. So we've already kind of made these 2 inches high, or these 5 centimeters rather, because that's about where we had the fins. So if you take this launch lug and you take it down to about the bottom part of it to the top part of the fins, then you're going to be pretty golden. And we want to have this run parallel with the fuselage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to allow my rocket to hang slightly off of a table, off of a side, and by having it hang off of the side, I can just kind of rest it there and not have it hanging. I could even rest it up against something. I could rest it up against this wall, as I'm trying to do here. So that way it's not going to rotate, and as it's not rotating and I have this top part just up, what I'm going to do, what I would like to do is I'd like to have this be a flat line that I know I can just glue along this flat line, but I want to, well, I'm going to use my glue and I'm going to try to get a steady hand to make a straight line on that. So sometimes if you just set it up against the side, or if you have a steady hand, then do this, use your steady hand. And you then, using that, you can get just a little bit of glue starting there and running up to somewhere about there. Now I'm going to do it off camera so that way I can look down on my rocket, and I can look down on it and I can view as I'm doing. So I'm hoping I can just get my fuselage to run parallel, and then I put on the launch lug. As I get the launch lug, it's between the two fins, which is good. It's above the two fins, which is good. I try to get it so it's running parallel with this, with the tube. In other words, it's running along straight like that. Once I have that, then I'm just going to let the glue dry. Once it dries, then I have my launch lug on.